Hopefully you can see me, hear me. I am excited. You guys are here to join us live tonight. This is great. I am delighted to talk with you guys today about phototherapy. So many of you guys have had questions, and it's an amazing technology that I have used with my clients for quite some time. I got involved with phototherapy a little over 5 years ago and have really enjoyed it. Of course, I always test things out on myself, so I used on myself for quite a few months and then worked with using the technology with my kids and noticed the big difference. And then, of course, started extending it out to clients. And then if some of you guys have taken my courses, you'll see the technology listed in my courses as well. But I'm going to go ahead right now and invite Ted. He is the expert. He is absolutely amazing, and I'm super excited that he's been willing to give us a little snippet of his time today to explain a little bit more about the patches. I could do it, but it's great to hear it from the expert. So let me go ahead and invite him. Hopefully he'll join us here soon. If you guys, hey, there you are.
Can you see me?
I can see
I
you.
cut off.
Okay. I know some of these, sometimes it's crazy. It's either head cut off or chin cut off when all of a sudden we get two on here. All right. Well, Ted, I am so grateful that you're able to take this time out and be able to share with me and also our followers about phototherapy. And I do want to encourage those of you guys who don't know anything about phototherapy. I have recently posted on stories about what phototherapy is, what the technology is, and how it works inside the body. And there's a great 2-minute video on my stories. Please take the time to watch it. I also have it on my website. If you go to my website, amberbodily.health.com, click on the upper right-hand corner. There's a drop-down menu. You'll see phototherapy, and it'll take you to a page about phototherapy. But without further ado, Ted, I am really excited to be here. For those of you watching, Ted is absolutely amazing. Ted was a registered mechanical engineer in the state of California. So those of you guys who know that, that's a pretty top designation there. And he worked for the Department of Defense for 35 years. So extremely knowledgeable, knows his stuff, and knows an amazing technology when he sees it. Now Ted is a retired engineer, and he is actually a phototherapy wellness consultant. So I'm very, very grateful that you were able to join us tonight. So I'm just going to turn it over to you, Ted. And if you can just start explaining a little bit about what phototherapy is, how it works in the body, and what are the amazing benefits of it.
I would be most happy to, Amber, and thank you very much for the warm introduction. And it gives me great pleasure to be able to share this general wellness strategy that we have here and called phototherapy. I'm a satellite engineer by trade, mechanical engineer, satellite engineer, and my friend had told me about this technology about 7 years ago, and at the time I was managing 120 engineers at the Blue Cube. Some of you folks here in Silicon Valley may know the Blue Cube. It's on the south end of the Lockheed campus, and what we did in this cubic building, 5-story building, no windows, what we did was we flew spy satellites, and I got to see some pretty interesting things there as I managed my folks. But guess what, folks? As I look back, nothing is interesting and more intriguing as this little phototherapy device we has too. And I like to say phototherapy device because it's not a patch, and I will explain why it's not a patch, and this is my terminology now. Because what it does is we work with light energy, and as my good friend had told me about this, I started using the product. I was at the end of the day managing all these engineers. I'm exhausted, and he said, well, try this technology, and I tried it, and I said, boy, I really feel like I got some more energy, not like rah kind of energy, but not having to go take a nap like I always would when I got home, right? And And so I said, that's pretty good. But I says, boy, my number one issue in my life was my cholesterol issue. I tried many, many different things. And, the doctors put me on the medications. And yes, it would lower my cholesterol. But, oh, my goodness, Amber, I would get the side effects of cramping in my legs. It was just horrible. And they would switch me on other ones from simvastatin to Lipitor and other things. And I also knew about long-term other issues. And I says, oh my goodness, let's just see if I can find another way, please. And so I said, what about this technology, Rick? He said, give it a try. Let's see what happens. I tried it for a while, went in for my annual physical. The doctor gave me like a thumbs up with my cholesterol level. And, he thought I was on the medication, but actually what I was using was these phototherapy devices. And he says, wow, if it works, great. Took me off the medications. And that was 7 years ago. So,
Wow.
oh my goodness, I could go back in after my retirement here. I can go back in and become a consultant, engineering consultant or something part-time-ish, right? And I thought, oh no, let's really make a career move. We could really help a lot of people with this. And that was 7 years ago. And, so glad I was able to make that career move. I've been able to help out so many people with this technology.
Yes, you have been able to help so many people. Amazing.
Yeah,
Yes.
it is. And I keep pushing my button here because my camera keeps going out. So I hope
I
that's
can still see you.
probably another button. A mechanical engineer needs to figure it out so that my camera stays going. But folks, the way phototherapy is just simply light therapy. And light therapy's been around for thousands of years. The ancient Greeks, ancient Romans, ancient Chinese, just about all the cultures knew there's health benefits to from the sun. And we know today certainly that when that light hits our skin, a biochemical reaction takes place in our body, and our body is able to produce vitamin D.
Yes. And many other things with the sun.
Exactly. And so the many other things, yes, so David Schmidt, our CEO, our scientist, our inventor, he kind of really started tweaking this. And as you say, many other things, he found to be able to stimulate your skin with these phototherapy devices. And he's able to, we are able to elevate maybe your glutathione level or carnosine level or your melatonin levels. And so, wow, that was just amazing. And then he heard about stem cells, and there was a correlation there with the copper peptide. He said, wait a second, copper peptides, that's what I do for a living here. And so he delved into that some more. And it took him 10 years, though, and he found a way to activate a copper peptide. And that copper peptide is able to elevate stem cells in our body and activate our own body stem cells. And nothing better than our own, right? So that's where we're going with this. And it's
Which is awesome. Really quick, I don't want to cut you off, but somebody did ask questions about, do you need to go in the sun for them to work? And understanding is you don't have to. You do have to be hydrated for them to work. I mean, it's not good to live in a dark room. You definitely want to go out in the sun, but you don't have to have the sun to activate them.
Excellent point. So where is the source of energy for our phototherapy devices? Yes, it's not the sun, and of course it's not a battery or plugged in or anything like that. What we're doing here, Amber, is we are using our own body's light energy. We all have a light energy. Many people say, no, we don't. And I said, you know what? I'm finally going to take a picture. So I found this very special infrared camera. I hope you can see. And there you can see my body light energy. Okay. And
You're all filled with energy. Yes.
But we all are. We all are. And, even in, I should have thought, military applications, we got the nighttime vision goggles so that we can see through the jungle. We can see that infrared light imaging. And so all this genius did was he took this phototherapy device, and if you could think of this as like a mirror, all he's able to do is he's reflecting proper wavelengths and proper frequencies of light back onto your skin, and that light is stimulating on your skin just like the sun would in producing your vitamin D, but he's found a way to stimulate it and to be able to elevate your, say, glutathione or melatonin or whatever you may desire. So that's, but the video, everyone, please check Amber's video. It does a much better job of explaining how this technology works. But
one thing I wanted to add to, because a lot of people ask this, they're like, well, what is on this device and what is going into my body? And I want people to understand that there's nothing that this is putting into your body. This is just activating things within your body. So you can even use these devices, these phototherapy devices on your clothing, and it actually works, which is really fascinating and interesting. And I remember studying and researching these and finding about the Olympians who used them. And then the patches had to go under trial, and they realized, wow, there's nothing going into these athletes' body. It's just that it's activating these meridians and these energies that are happening in the body. So super fascinating. So that's what I love about these devices. Nothing goes into the body. It just uses your body's own energy and opens up those meridians and activate things that are already going on in your body. So it actually activates your body's healing mechanism, which is absolutely phenomenal. And I was mind blown over this, especially with working with thousands and tens of thousands of people and in their health and, you know, and everything that's going on. It's like, wow, if we can activate their body to do what it's made to do. The body is supposed to heal. It's made to heal. So how can we help assist the body in doing that? So I didn't want to cut you off, but I know there's that question already asked, like, what are these patches and what is it that it's putting into my body? And nothing. There's nothing going into the body.
So absolutely, Amber, you're right on. And let me take it just a step further, if I may. So what is in here, folks, are nanotechnology crystals, nanotechnology size. So we're using our very high technology, and this genius found a way with these nanotechnology crystals. As he tunes, he likes like tuning. In the old radio days, you turn the frequency to the crystals and that. And so he's just done it only at a very, very small level. And he found certain frequencies of light could be reflected back onto your skin. And as you can see, that light energy emanates out through my clothing, but guess what? It can go back through my clothing as well. And so that's why it even we had a demonstration in our San Jose office once, and we were going to see if we can help the person with their pain and get them some relief. And I was explaining this to the audience, and I hadn't even applied the technology onto them yet. I think they had a shoulder issue. And as I was holding this within 6 inches of their light, the lady said, "Stop it. My pain has gone down to 0." And I was still holding this, and I said, even I had to stop for a second. I said, well, how can that even be? Oh, yes, of course. I got it within your light, and I activated it, and she already, because it works at the speed of light, right? It's light.
Yeah.
This can happen. We see we can, help for, pain relief and a lot of other situations, but people see it, with pain relief. So sometimes a minute, sometimes even less than a minute. If they're well hydrated, then the energy flow works much better. So rest assured, folks, no chemical, no drug goes into the body. And that's also what I love about it. And I know, Amber, you're all about that, so you love it too. So.
Oh my gosh. I have seen some amazing, miraculous things as my clients have used them, especially in emergency situations. Like you said, pain. Someone's pain is so great. If you can quickly bring down their pain, they're able to do things, think more clearly, and able to take care of themselves better. So that's great. But also, and we can talk more about this another time, but there's so many different patches, like the glutathione patch, the carnosine. We have the silent night patch, the ice wave, the energy, the X39 patch, or again, we can call them devices. They work amazing in intense situations, chronic situations, and acute situations. And I have used them all across the board, all the way from, a 3-year-old child to also to a 92-year-old woman. I know someone asked on here, they had asked, if they can use this on children. I've used it on my kids. And I've also used it on my clients who are young, little, been super helpful with their specific condition. And also someone else had mentioned, can we wear these? Can we shower with them? Can we sweat with them? Absolutely. You can do all of that. My kids wear them skating. We wear them surfing, swimming. I wear them all the time when I work to make sure my energy is at 110% so I can give to my client and make sure that my energy is running in a high vibration. So yes, you can wear them anywhere, anyhow, sleep with them, shower with them, you name it. So that's why they're so easy to use and they're extremely effective. And again, you're using your body's own healing mechanism. Now, I know we're short on time, Ted, and I could talk to you for a long time about all this stuff because this technology just fascinates me.
Yes.
But I would love for you to touch on the X39 patch because to me, that is absolutely mind-blowing on what it can do, what it activates in the body. Because as we know, we need stem cells in our body to survive, to be able to heal, to be able to fight off disease, and also for renewal of the body. So if you can explain a little bit about the X39 patch and stem cells, that would be great.
I will be happy to. And just first a little bit about stem cells. There's a lot of talk out there about stem cells, a lot of buzz out there about the stem cells. We know how powerful they are because the stem cells, folks, what is so incredible about them, they can differentiate to whatever your body may need. So the stem cells can actually differentiate into, say, a blood cell or a nerve cell or a brain cell. Again, it's just amazing the way God built our bodies and how these stem cells can go to help to repair, regenerate, what have you. But unfortunately, as we get older, as a lot of things happen in life, our stem cell production also drops off too. And so when we're a teenager, we're full of stem cells. We may even have like over almost say 400 million stem cells in our body. But by the time we're like in our 50s, we maybe even have less than 100 million stem cells. And by the time we get up into our 80s, much less than that. And so that's really one of the main issues, because that's the time, when we need our body to repair and to re-heal and recover. But we're also at that point in time, we have less stem cells. We're more prone to aging and other diseases. So this genius, David Schmidt, when he put together that a copper peptide, and this was the research from Dr. Picard. Dr. Picard had spent 50 years studying a copper peptide, and there's a correlation between copper peptide and stem cells, the GHKCU copper peptide and stem. And as so goes our GHKCU copper peptide, correlating our stem cells went along with that. But because Dr. Picard, with all his research, David, this great scientist, was able to put it all together and said, wow, peptides, I wonder if there's a way I can elevate the peptide, the copper peptide in our body. And lo and behold, he did, folks. Thank goodness. It took him 10 years, though. It wasn't easy. It took him 10 years to figure it out. And in January of 2019, we launched this product here. It's called X39. And it's a 30 in a packet, and it's a phototherapy device right there. And yes, we just wear it, and very simply, every one of our patch products comes with a brochure, a little instruction manual, and it always tells you some key acupuncture points. We learn a lot of these things from traditional Chinese medicine, and so here's just a couple of key points. You can place it anywhere, but right here in this manual, it says right behind the neck, maybe one day, and then the next day right below your belly button. And then the next day again, you can go behind the neck and just keep alternating. And I do it every day, and folks, it's just fantastic. We see, because now we're activating our own body stem cells, we see things like rapid pain relief, inflammation dropping, we're able to support even wound healing and things like that. And of course, more energy. And Amber, you always have energy, but even more energy now. And mental clarity, folks. We can actually, it's so exciting as we start to even look into this even more. to be able to help cognitive function. I can say that because we have clinical studies that show that to help with our cognitive function. Amazing. And I like to run, and my daughter's out there always wanting me to jog with her. I jogged with her yesterday, 2.5 miles, so it helps me. Maybe for the athletes like it for sports performance. I like it because it helps for my recovery. Here I am the next day after 2.5 miles my age, and I'm not sore. It's crazy. I mean, I've never seen, and my skin too.
Yeah.
Skin just, I sometimes even start playing with my face. I feel like my skin feels so much better than
It's
it.
getting better. I have to tell you, Ted, with this X39 patch, I was absolutely floored and amazed because when I'm working on clients and I go into the brain and I, work and try to clear things in the limbic system, the choroid plexus, get into the connection span, there's a lot of fogginess, a lot of haziness there. And you can see that their stem cell production is extremely low. And as in the medical field, they like to give you, and also in the alternative field, they like to give you injections of stem cells. And to me, I've never liked the idea of that. Maybe in emergency situations, people have done it and it's been good. But I've seen it with clients come to me, it has not worked for them. It's actually gone the opposite direction. And one thing that I noticed, especially with a couple clients who I was working on them and they decided to go to get stem cell therapy, stem cell injections, then come back, what I noticed is almost their body quit producing stem cells. And the only way that I can think of why it did that is all of a sudden you're getting injected into the body foreign stem cells, and the body's like, oh wait, we're getting it from somewhere else, we don't need to produce them anymore. And then now they become dependent on getting those stem cells injections, and half the time the body is receptive to them and they're only able to use a small percentage of the ones that they are receptive to. So when this came out, the X39 patch, I was all over and of course studied and researched, and of course all those scientific papers is on it. And just amazed by the technology. And then when using them on my clients and seeing their stem cell production just go up through the roof and the choroid plexus working so much better, I thought, oh my gosh, we are onto something. Because also, I love it because you are just using the body's own abilities and the body's own mechanisms to heal. You're just helping it do what it needs to do. And this part is so amazing. You're not coming in with foreign objects or medications or injections. You are assisting the body to do what it needs to do. And I've seen people where they were on the decline really quick, and then youthfulness come right back to them. And I have plenty of stories to share of people using the X39 patch and having miraculous, experiences. But the best thing I could tell people is try it. Now, I know a couple people had some questions. Is that if you don't have any problems, can you wear it? Absolutely. I wear one every single day and have been since the time that it came out, just to make sure that my body is producing enough stem cells and that my body is operating at the highest capacity. Also, the question is, can you wear multiple patches? Like, for example, right now I have an Eon patch here and a glutathione patch here. I've got an X39 patch here on C7. So yes, you can. And depending on your situation, you can wear multiple patches. Do you have to? No, you can just wear one patch at a time. Rule of thumb is when you put a patch on, you want to keep it on for 12 to 15 hours, somewhere about there. And then when you take it off, you throw it away. It's done. And then next time you would apply, you put on a new patch. The consistency of using them is when you can really see a big difference, or that's one thing that I've noticed. But there are so many times where literally you put it on them, their pain goes from a 10 to a 2, or their itching, burning skin is at a 10, and all of a sudden now it's gone. It's so amazing. So anyways, I can talk forever about them, but I love that you've been able to share the information about this X39 patch, because I feel like every single person should have one in their home.
Yes, and I would say, there's the cost of a stem cell injection here in the Bay Area runs $8,000 to $10,000, and it may work, and maybe nothing even happens. But also, folks, beware that these cells come from other locations, and you never know, they could even be tainted. I've heard of situations like that, and of course we know our bodies. Stem cells, our body loves its own, and so for for the safety reason and affordability reasons, I would say certainly, you know, and maybe give this a try first by all
Yeah.
means. And
Yeah.
and usually what happens is they end up giving us their testimonial, Amber.
Right? Right. Because you use them and you're like, wait, why do I have so much energy? Why am I able to do things? Wait, I'm getting up out of bed much faster and easier. My hands aren't aching all the time. Or wait, the bags under my eyes have disappeared, or my hair feels stronger. Depending on wherever that weakness is in your body, that's where the stem cells are going to go, and they're going to be working on it. So everybody has a different experience. But if there was one patch to get, because there's so many, there are many different patches, all of them are amazing in their own way, but if there was one patch somebody had asked, I would absolutely go for the X39 patch, because if you can get your body to produce more stem cells and more powerful stem cells, then you're just activating and igniting the healing from within,
Right.
which is absolutely phenomenal.
And I totally agree. I was, you know, if there's one, go with the X39. We have other ones out there, and we talk about those two that more, like in this case, carnosine, it focuses more for that carnosine. And so, yeah, each one has their own little specific purpose. But overall, folks, I would say really kind of sit down with like a health tracker before you put the X39. You may be so focused on your knee pain in the joint, but you know, really kind of do a whole summation of, you know, maybe your mental clarity or your overall energy, and just sort of rate yourself in all these areas. And you and even myself, I wish I would have really, you know, stuck by and looked at all these things, because issues that I was worrying about, I totally forgot, like things like my thumb, that I had a torn ligament years ago. It stopped me from playing basketball. I coach at the high school level of basketball, so I figured I couldn't even show some of the drills and things. But then I found out I was playing again. I had totally forgot the reason why I wasn't playing. Well, it was because every time I caught the ball before, my ligament, it would just keep pulling. And I said, okay, enough, just give up basketball. But you know what happened? This strengthened my ligament to the point, after all these years, which I'd given up on. It's like, I the basketball again. It was amazing. So just little things. Just
things, that just help our insides heal much faster and be able to do the job that they need to do. Well, Ted, I am so grateful for your time that you took with us today. For those of you guys who want to know more, who want to dive deep, excuse me, get some water. But those of you guys who want to dive deeper into the phototherapy patches, excuse me, we are going to be holding a Zoom call, which is going to be on June 8th on Tuesday at 12 noon Pacific Standard Time. I am so sorry. I usually have my tea and it's in the other room. I should go grab it. But anyway, so if you are interested, just look on stories right after this. We're going to have a swipe up. You can add your email and we will go ahead and send you an email link so you can join us via Zoom. So thank you so much for Ted for carving out time out of your evening and sharing the amazing benefits of phototherapy and the technology behind it. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah. And again, for those of you guys who just joined us late, if you're wanting more information, you can always head to amberbottelyhealth.com. Click on the upper right-hand corner. There's a drop-down menu, and you'll see phototherapy listed there, and it will take you to a page where you can learn more about it. And anyways, check out the stories in the next 24 hours because we'll be putting more information up there. But we definitely are grateful that you came and joined us and learned a little bit about phototherapy. And again, Ted, thank you so much. We appreciate you and for everything you're doing and helping so many people.
Thank you. Thank you, Amber, and thank you, everyone.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Take care and have a glorious evening.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.